like this, you would normally remove the two side beads first, but with this being such a small window, it is very difficult. So in order to get enough flexibility to remove the beads, I'm going to take the bottom one out first, then the two sides, and then the top. Normally you would remove the side ones first, then the bottom, then the top. To start off with, to get a gap, I'm going to use this 6-in-1 decorator's tool, which is very sharp, but it won't actually damage the beading. If you put something small in like a screwdriver and you try levering it, there is a chance that you will damage the beading. So I'm going to start off by forcing that into the small gap there. And you can see that that has given us a tiny gap. We can now take one of the plastic trim removal tools like so, and we can also push that into the gap. You can now take another tool and just go along a bit further. You can see that the beading is now bent in the centre there, so we can now get our tool in there and we can remove that piece of beading. We can then insert the tool into the bottom there, and then we can lever out the beading. I'm now just going to take the scraper again, push that into the gap. And then I'm going to lever out the bead. Once I get it partially out, I can then use the plastic trim removal tool. And then finally we just need to remove the top bead. When you remove the top bead, the window is obviously going to fall, so you do need to be ready to hold it. Once we've levered out the corner, we can then get hold of the beading. And just pull that straight out. You do have to be really careful with this window because it is in a lot of pieces. I'm just going to lever that out. And then we can carefully take that to the ground and measure it. So we need to measure the overall width exactly, which is 565 millimeters. The overall height, which is 295 millimeters. We now just need to measure the actual thickness of the unit, and this one is 24 millimeters. If you look at that glass, you can see that it is patterned. So we need to ensure that we get the same pattern. So on the inside it's patterned like that. So if you take a picture of that using your mobile phone, take that with you and tell them that you want that matching up. Your glazier will be able to get that glass for you or something very close to it. It is going to take about a week for the new unit to be made, so we do need to put the old unit back in. So carefully lift it back up and then place that back in position. So this unit is in a very bad condition. It is broke into hundreds of small pieces. So we're now going to put the top bead back in. Now some of these go in differently to others and it can be quite difficult getting some of these back in. So I'm just going to get that in the corner. See that push back in there quite easily, to be honest. Sometimes it is a lot more difficult. Normally you put the top in and then the bottom and then the two sides, Because this is such a small window, I'm going to put the two sides in first. In fact, because this window is not going to be used and it's in an ensuite bathroom, I'm actually going to put this side beading in just to hold it, and I'm going to leave the bottom beading out to make it easier when we come to fit the new unit. So I'm just going to push this one in, then there's absolutely no chance at all of that unit falling out. Before we put in the new unit, we're just going to check that it's clean on the inside. So if it is dirty, it's a good idea to clean it with a damp rag. You may also find some glazing packers at the bottom. If you find glazing packers, you do need to leave those in. If you've never seen a glazing packer before, they look like that. You can now take the new unit and carefully put that in position. Like so. If you've got patterned glass like this, the pattern normally goes on the inside, the plain glass normally goes on the outside. You can make it a bit easier to get the seals back in by spraying them with some all-purpose silicone spray. And then take the top seal, get it in at the corner. And then push that all the way home. If you're struggling getting the beads in, you can push them into position using a block of wood like that. You can simply use that to push the beads back in. And like I said, because this is only a very small window, the side pieces are difficult to get back in, so I'm going to put these in next. So I just need to push that up into the corner. Until it clicks all the way in. And then we'll push that one right up into the corner. The last bead's going to be difficult to get in because of the size of the window, so I'm going to push this corner all the way in, get that in there as far as I can, and then I'm going to bend the bead so that I can get the other one in the other corner, like so. And it's simply a matter of pushing that into position, and that will snap in like so. So that's how to replace the unit in a double glazed window. It's not at all a difficult job. That unit actually costs £15, which is very, very inexpensive. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel.